So Google has finally released the final version of Android 11, and it looks like this year around manufacturers are really fast on the ball, and Realme already has its Realme UI 2.0 update based on Android 11. So right now I have the Realme X50 Pro, which is the only phone that has Realme UI 2.0 beta available. Note that this is just in beta variant, and of course I have the new Realme 7 Pro, which is running Realme UI 1.0. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is of course show you all the new features on Realme UI 2.0 in comparison with Realme UI 1.0. Don't think of this as a review or a full-fledged comparison review, primarily because there are few factors that I haven't tested. For example, I haven't still checked how the update affects battery life or camera performance, both of which should be quite unstable, and since this is a beta build there will be some bugs as well, so this is not the right time to do a review. But what I can show you is the new features and all the changes that Realme has done to Realme UI 2.0. Alright, so my name is Ershad, you're watching Mr. Phone. Let's get this video started. But before we move on, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever Mr. Phone puts out an awesome new tech video. For the very first thing, what I'm going to be doing is jumping into setting and showing you guys that these phones are actually indeed running on Android 10 and Android 11 respectively. So let me just get into the About phone page. And you can tell clearly that this is running on Realme UI 2.0, this is running on Realme UI 1.0 and Android 10 and Android 11. And the security patch on Realme UI 2.0 is on September 1, 2020, and this is on September 5, 2020. So you can see that this is what Android 11's new Easter egg looks like. This is really cool. All right, so let's move on. So first thing that I did when I actually started Realme UI 2.0 is take a look at the notification shade, and you can see that it's still half step. So there's one half step which shows like the quick notifications panel, and of course there is the brightness slider as well, which hasn't actually changed. But then when you actually slide it down, you see that now there is a transparent panel instead of one UI like completely opaque panel. So that's what the difference in the notification shade looks like right now. The most important update that Realme has made to Realme UI 2.0 is the customization options. I really like. Now over here you'll see that in fact the customization bar actually has an opaque panel, and I quite like it. It's very well organized and it looks pretty damn good. A couple of the extra settings, for example the icons and of course the layout, both of this are actually pulled out of the main settings menu, which is on the Realme UI 1.0. So if you take a look at it, you can actually change the icon pack right now to a third-party one. So right now I'm running the Pixel Q icon out here, and you can get any icon pack of your choice. Earlier that was not available on Realme UI 1.0. Now it is available on Realme UI 2.0, which is very, very good. Now one of the very cool features of Realme UI has to be the smart sidebar feature, of course, and you can see that there is a bit of a bug and it takes a little while to load on the Realme UI 2.0, but it looks very similar right now. But one other thing you can notice right now is that Realme has reorganized a few things around. So you can see that tools is in one page, and then if you want to check for the apps goes into other page, and it looks damn nice if you ask me. And I think this is a better way to organize stuff around. I think this is really nice. Now with Realme UI 1.0, you of course did get a dark mode, and that can be toggled directly, so that's obviously nice. And in dark mode you have a few other settings that is available. For example, you can schedule time and stuff like that. But over here the dark mode has been improved by leaps and bounds. So if you take a look at the dark mode settings right now, if you head into it, you will see that you have 3 different options for dark mode. So basically if you're someone who doesn't prefer extreme dark black, you can go for something like medium or gentle as well. So that's really, really nicely done. So you have 3 different options. One, you can pick one that absolutely suits your purpose. Now one other thing that I noticed is that you can now reduce the contrast in low light conditions, so that's really good as well. So let's actually go back to light mode, and I actually sort of prefer that. So yeah, so that's what it looks like without the dark mode. Now one really cool new addition is in the battery settings page, and you can see that there is one option that is actually missing. So if you go into more battery settings, you can see something called optimized night charging. What this means is, actually let me just read it out to you. It's very crystal clear and written out very nicely out here. It says, to reduce battery aging, your phone learns from your daily charging routine, so it can control the charging speed at night. So if you keep it overnight for charging, and it doesn't end up overcharging your phone, and therefore you get a better, longer battery longevity and life cycle as well. So that's really good. Now, one of the things that apparently Realme has improved is actually optimize the auto brightness feature. To be entirely honest, that is something that I'll have to test and find out if that actually works better. But I'd never had like a auto brightness problem with Realme UI 1.0 either, so I don't know what exactly Realme UI 2.0 improves. So anyway, that is something that I'll definitely check out for my full review. Alright, one of the improvements that Realme has said in its changelog that it has done is apparently improve the animations on the weather app. Now, to be entirely honest, I don't see much of a difference. It seems very similar out here. If you guys find out anything, very different, just let me know. I mean, I don't see any difference out here. Now, one really cool new addition is something that I absolutely love, is the fact that you can actually add a folder into a folder. Earlier on Realme UI 1.0, you couldn't do that. So essentially when you would do something like this, when you'd pick the folder and drop it on top of another folder, it would just slide out. Now with Realme UI 2.0, if you pick a folder and drop it into another folder, the apps from the first folder go into the second one. How cool is that? That's really well done. I think that is a really cool option to have. Now with Realme UI 1.0, we of course got an app drawer, which is really nice, but the only way to look at the apps is through an alphabetical order. But now you can actually manage the sorting, and you can do it in different ways. So if you hit the manage button, you'll see that the sorting can be done in different ways. Now you can sort the apps by the most used ones, or by name, or even by install time, which is pretty cool. The latest apps that I installed were of course a couple of icon packs on the Realme X50 Pro and Twitter, of course, because I actually shared a tweet out about the Realme X50 Pro with Realme UI 2.0. So that is why. So these are the only 3 apps on the Realme X50 Pro, and these are the ones that I downloaded recently. So that shows you clearly that it has done sorting according to install time. And of course you can go back to name based sorting as well. Now this one is exclusive to Realme UI 2.0, and I cannot really show it on Realme UI 1.0, and that is something called a system cloner. So this is a new privacy feature where you can clone the entire system to create a completely new system as well, which means that if you want to keep your main system hidden away from somebody, then you can do that as well. So you've set that was the older password, so I'm going to be setting a new password for the system cloner over here, if you can take a look at it. So I can also actually enroll an entirely new fingerprint for the cloned system, so that's also really cool. So both of these will have different fingerprints and will unlock accordingly. So system clone has now been created. Let me quickly enter into the system clone. Of course, there are some bugs right now and it's not really very seamless, so it doesn't happen very fast. So now if I have to unlock this for the first time, I'll have to use the system clone password, but for the next time onwards I can use the fingerprint scanner. So basically what you see right now is it's working really slow. All right, so finally we're into the cloned system. So yeah, so it's damn slow right now, so I'm guessing that will become better over a period of time, but this is definitely a great feature to have. And of course, directly from the quick settings panel, you can go back to the main system. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. And there you go, we're back into the main system. So what do you guys think of System Cloner? Do let me know in the comment section below. Now in the quick settings feature, one of the things that has been added is the app lock. So app lock has now been added to quick settings directly, so you can invoke app log directly from the quick settings itself. Now of course, no update will be over unless Realme makes improvements to game space, and as you can tell, there are far too many features that have been added which are newer. Of course, you get a low power mode, you get a competition mode, you can automatically adjust the resolution, you can do a brightness lock, you can quickly start up a game, just so many things more. And of course, there is one cool feature where you can also head into an immersive mode in game mode. So that's really cool. So another tiny new addition that Realme has made to Realme UI 2.0 is of course the fact that you can actually share a QR code to share your personal hotspot. So let me quickly go into the QR code setting for both the phones, which is basically Realme UI 1.0 and 2.0. Personal hotspot settings, and you can see that the moment I hit personal hotspot on Realme UI 2.0, you see that a QR codes option has popped up, and which doesn't on the Realme UI 1.0. So once I hit that and of course verify my identity, which of course I didn't do properly. And now that I've done that, you can see that I can share a Wi-Fi QR code, making it easier for me to share my Wi-Fi password. Now Realme has also added a few new camera features, which is pretty cool. Now if you take a look at it over here, you see this crosshair. Basically that lets you, and of course these grids as well, basically that lets you actually frame better when you are actually shooting something top down, so it can create a proper level for you. So if you take a look at it, if you get into the settings out here, you won't see the option for something called composition, so that's really good. So if you take a look at composition, you'll see that you've got great diagonal lines, gold spiral, and of course you can also level when you're taking a top-down shot, so that makes it easier for you to shoot pictures as well. Now the other very good feature is of course the fact that directly from this tiny little gallery icon, which is very similar to what is available on Oxygen OS right now. So once you've taken a picture, if you quickly hit this button, you can see that you can share or directly go into the edit page. So that's pretty useful as well. Let me just quickly show you a better way to do that. So alright, so we'll take a picture of the Realme 7 Pro. So now you can see that I can actually frame it using that leveling tool, so which is easier. So all I need to do is ensure that it becomes yellow, so I know that I've leveled it perfectly. And once I've done that, I can just quickly hit this and hit the edit tool and make all the changes that I like. Now another new addition that I really like on Realme UI 2.0 is that you get a lot of new photo editing features, including a new set of markup features, which of course is useful for a lot of folks who like to mark up stuff when they're editing their photos. Now finally, I saved the best for last. And this one is actually inspired by Oxygen OS, if you ask me. So I'm on Realme UI 2.0 out here, and you can see that there is a new option called personalizations. So basically what Realme UI is doing right now over here is actually consolidating all the customization options that are available. For example, themes, wallpapers, always on displays, all of those things in one easy to access page. So that's absolutely well done. For example, you can change the fingerprint style to one that you like. You can even now change the notification drawer icon style as well. So I like the circle one only, so I'll stick to that, but you can change it to your preference. You can change the edge lighting. Of course, you can change the font, display and size. Now, one thing that is obviously not available on this is of course the accent color, which would have been a nice addition, but there are a few extra always on display features, so that could be useful for you as well. So so these are all the options that are available in the personalizations page. Finally, let's go back to our About Phone page to show you that we are on Realme UI 2.0, and I hope that you guys liked the update over Realme UI 1.0, or if you didn't, do let me know in the comment section below, because of course everybody has an opinion and you can share that as well. So now Realme UI 2.0 is available in beta only for the X50 Pro. So if you are an X50 Pro user, then consider yourself lucky, but I really hope that Realme UI 2.0 starts rolling out to other Realme phones, including the latest Realme 7 Pro, and it of course hits a lot of other phones as well. But we all know very well that Realme's update cycle hasn't been very good, and it's not the fastest one out there, but it looks like with Android 11 a lot of manufacturers are actually changing that going forward. So I hope that all the brands actually fix the update cycle. Obviously, we can't expect it to be closer to Apple's iOS, but even if the fragmentation reduces by a good number, then that is something that we can absolutely appreciate. So so what did you guys think of Realme UI 2.0 compared to Realme UI 1.0? Do let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, this is Ershad from Mr. Phone signing off. Goodbye and Godspeed, my friends.